safe enough. I just felt like walking away. How many actors did it take to move a chair? Sorry about that.
How was your day?
My day? How are our days? Fantastic.
And are you excited for the party?
Cowboys! Crazy!
We're gonna dance?
Yeah. Straight up, it's crazy cowboy.
Okay. Well, it's the last panel, so we're gonna be quick with the question. Okay. So, first question.
Wait.
Est-ce que quelqu'un a un micro?
Right there.
Right
there, yeah. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. You need a microphone? Yeah.
Hi everyone. So I would like to know what does it feel like to be a continual.
It's crazy! And awesome.
Hey, Josh, wait.
Intense.
It's fiery. Yes.
Fire. Wait. Fun. It's like a death. Life. And death.
It's sexy. Accidentally seeing men in their closets.
Okay.
Donc commencer peut-être sur Timon, enfin dans la série, donc c'est sexy, c'est intense, c'est drôle, c'est sympa, c'est tout. C'est la vie, c'est la mort.
Wait. Stimulating.
Next question.
Next question.
Alright. Okay. Go ahead.
I get it.
What is the saddest moment in the show for you?
Saddest moment.
When your character died. I like that you were holding this for me. I just came on the show on 3B, season 3B, and my first time I think meeting you both was at the screening of that episode. And you guys moved me, both of you, in that scene. I thought that was really beautiful and it felt really real. Yeah, Lyndon.
Yes.
Other times, maybe.
Yeah, same answer. Because that's when I first was introduced to Teen Wolf. We went to the screening and saw that scene. And I was just like, yo, this show is dope. I love this show. So that was a cool one. You guys did your thing.
Merci. Hotel California. When it's, when he's like, don't kill yourself.
Probably with when I remember Styles with Claudia.
Mine was when I took, when I visited Lydia in the insane asylum that I checked her into, and saw how deplorable it was, and realized what a questionable parenting choice that was.
I mean, you guys have all taken one. One that I was like was when Dylan and Holland are on the wall.
Colin's crying and Dylan's trying to, be frustrated on the wall and then two shots.
Oh, I thought it was our saddest.
Oh, our saddest.
Sorry. No, you're right. I'm sorry. I hit the wrong.
The saddest. Yeah, that was right.
Yeah.
When they stole all of my money, very sad.
I think it was when everybody started to, or when they couldn't remember who Styles was. That was, and just like seeing, I remember, it was like a scene in the school hallway we were doing with Lyndon and Dylan. I just remember seeing them film that, and it was just kind of, it was really sad. Yeah, when you were like, wait, who are, it was just really weird to see their characters in that position.
Yeah, where I said, hey, slow down, son. What's the problem?
The final episode. Coming up quick.
Je vais rapidement, comme ça on passe à la prochaine question. Donc, quel était l'épisode ou le moment du moins le plus triste? Donc, déjà qu'on a eu la mort d'un des jumeaux à la fin de la 3. Il y a aussi eu l'épisode Hotel California. Pour Lydiane, c'était aussi le moment où il s'est tout simplement rappelé de Styles, donc c'était très émouvant pour lui. Pour Suzanne, c'était quand elle était allée voir sa fille Lydia à l'asile où elle l'avait mis finalement et qu'elle a vu que évidemment les conditions n'étaient pas très top. Pour Yann, c'est quand on lui a volé tout son argent, il était très très triste. Et pour Victoria, c'est quand tout le monde ne se rappelait pas de Styles et qu'il y avait une scène au lycée où il y a Lyndon, le shérif, qui Styles lui rentre dedans et Lyndon, James Finesky, lui dit bon, vraiment, qu'est-ce qui se passe, mon fils, enfin fils, mais du coup son est aussi utilisé en anglais, pas forcément pour quelqu'un qui est affilié. Du coup, c'était assez triste. Et d'après Charlie, c'est le dernier épisode. Next question.
Hi. I just want to know if for the last season it's going to be more focused on like the young new character like Aiden, Lee, and Mason, or more into the original character like Tyler, Malia, and Scott, and Lydia.
Yeah, they all died.
Like, is there a transition? Yeah. It actually, it's all of us. Yeah, really, all of us. Yep.
Go team!
Donc du coup, la question c'était est-ce que dans la prochaine saison, ça allait vraiment se concentrer sur les nouveaux personnages, donc Aiden, William et Mason, ou plutôt les originaux que vous connaissez. Déjà, c'est un peu embêtant. Non. Sinon, en fait, tout le monde, et c'est une réponse d'équipe, donc ça va très rapidement. Voilà.
And it's also introduction of some characters you've not yet met. Yes. Who are really good.
Il y a aussi l'introduction de nouveaux personnages que vous n'avez pas encore rencontrés, qui sont des éléments assez intéressants. Next question.
Next question.
Bonjour. Vu que l'on approche de la fin de la série, quel est le moment de l'évolution de votre personnage que vous avez préféré?
So,
Oh, that was creepy.
so
Like when I
now
get on my
that
meds, I
you're
just hear that shit.
now that you're seeing, well, it's almost the end of the TV show, okay? So what was like the key point for the evolution of your character? That the one moment you saw the evolution of your character that you was like,
When I beat my mom.
I think it was when Aiden became a wolf, obviously. I mean, pretty big transitional moment for her. So.
I was gonna say the Beast thing, but that wasn't really Mason championing as a person, I guess. This season, definitely, I can't spoil it, but there is something that's, because Mason's been so happy-go-lucky and, you know, just very excited about the supernatural. Now he realizes it's very scary and very dangerous. So his attitude towards it changes, which is gonna be really cool to see.
Yep.
When they took my money.
I think my most pivotal moment is when I tried to kill Scott. Yeah, that was gnarly. That was pretty crazy. I just think that was the farthest that Liam could go in his anger. And he went there. And he almost did it, but he didn't do it.
I think mine was when Styles woke Lydia up from that trance, right, in the veterinary office. And then my character then knew that about the supernatural.
You're punished.
Mine was my hell no. That's straightforward, just like your wolves.
Mine was first season, and I'm working on a case, and Styles keeps pouring more and more liquor into the glass, and I get drunk, and it was that scene that you know, just sort of, we knew we had something that really worked, you know, between me and Dylan. And that was a big transitional moment for my character and for the whole kind of story between us. Peace.
I think when we were there when Boyd was killed, that's when we sort of switched from bad to good. Because we weren't really the bad guys. Yeah, we definitely killed Boyd. By accident. No, zoom in on my face. My face is like...
Thank you.
I think aside from the time I shoved my fist at my brother, which was a big transformation.
Oh, yeah.
What? I think at the end of 3A when we were in the veterinarian's office and I looked at Lydia and said I didn't like me. So then you got it. And then I transitioned to the next world because I died.
We done?
Oui, du coup, la question est en français ou en anglais? Français, donc je n'ai pas besoin de la traduire. Très bien. Donc, du coup, le moment le plus important, ou du moins quand ils ont vu une évolution par rapport à leur personnage, chez eux, c'est quand elle s'est mise en fait, à se battre avec sa mère, tout simplement, et à lui mettre la raclée. Victoria, c'est tout simplement quand Aiden est devenu un loup-garou, parce que c'était évidemment très important. Pour Kylie, c'était au début, il a pensé au fait que Mason est devenu The Beast, entre guillemets, mais c'était pas vraiment Mason. Il veut pas spoiler, mais du coup, dans la prochaine saison, il y aura un élément important, donc on verra ça. Ensuite, pour Yann, c'est quand on lui a volé son argent. Dylan, c'est quand du coup Liam voulait tuer Scott. C'était vraiment le moment le plus intense dans le sens où c'était le plus loin où Liam pouvait aller. Il a presque réussi. Pour Suzanne, c'est quand Styles a tout simplement réveillé Lydia de sa transe. Donc elle a vu qu'il y avait quand même une connexion entre les deux. Et pour Lyndon, du coup, c'est dans la première saison quand le shérif Zelensky est en train de travailler sur un cas et qu'en fait Styles lui sert des verres pour le rendre complètement saoul et soutirer des informations. Et c'est à ce moment-là qu'il a vu qu'il avait une connexion avec Dylan et Brian et qu'ils s'entendaient et qu'évidemment il y avait une connexion pour cet épisode mais pour tout le reste de l'histoire et tout le reste de la série. Pour Charlie, c'est quand ils ont tué Boyd. Évidemment, ils ont vu qu'il y avait eu un changement, on va dire, dans leur personnage qui devenait vraiment des bad guys. Et pour Max, c'est quand ils se sont mis quand il y avait la transformation des deux jumeaux. Ils étaient en train de rentrer l'un dans l'autre. Un peu bizarre. Voilà. Et puis, évidemment, ces moments avec Lydia dans la 3A et dans la 3B quand il part.
Also, it reminded me, when like the whole fisting thing. There are certain things that seem like a good idea on paper, and then when they actually saw it, they were like, whoa. And then I remember like a scene in first season in the video store, and like the bookcase fell over on Jackson, and I'm sitting behind Russell at the monitor, and Colton is on the ground, and the werewolf is behind him, and he's like, and I go, Russell, this is not going to look right. He's like, do you really think so? And then Colton comes and watches, he's like, Jesus Christ, you can't have this on TV. There are moments like that happen every week where something on paper looked like a good idea, or in the moment, the scene seemed like a good idea, and then when you actually watch it, you're like, oh my God, that doesn't look right now.
J'en profite qu'il se consacre pour traduire. Dylan voulait ajouter que parfois en fait il y a des scènes qui semblent très bien sur papier, mais une fois mises à l'écran sont complètement horribles. Par exemple dans la saison 1, il y a la scène au vidéo store, donc quand Lydia lui demande de louer le notebook, encore une fois, qui lui dit non et qui le fait. Et du coup il y a le loup-garou qui arrive, donc il y a une étagère qui lui tombe dessus, et il se met en fait à faire des bruits très bizarre, qui souffrait tout simplement, mais du coup ça ressemblait à des gémissements qui pouvaient porter à confusion. Du coup ils se sont dit on va pas mettre ça à la télé, c'est mort. Donc effectivement des fois il y a des scènes qui peuvent pas passer à la télé, même si sur le script ça a l'air très bien.
Oh, sorry.
Maybe next question.
Maybe next question. I remember one time.
Je voulais vous demander comment vous avez réagi quand vous avez découvert le script de vos personnages pour la première fois.
Ouais.
What did you feel? What the first time you saw, your first script, you discovered your character? What was your reaction? What was your reaction when you discovered the first time you discovered your character, the script of your character?
Oh, I was like, damn, this kid's an asshole. Yeah. I was just like, they're gonna hate me for a couple weeks. They're not gonna like my character, and then they will. That's Merry Christmas.
It's interesting because I auditioned for Styles, so I thought he was going to be a lot like... No, I didn't audition for Styles. My audition had Styles' lines, so my character is very similar to Styles. So I was excited because Styles was probably one of the coolest ones. I like being funny too, so when there was cool jokes and having a werewolf best friend, I was excited. Everything about Mason I really liked. And I admire it too because he's very loyal to his friends. That's something that I think is very cool, Very brave too. I have no powers, but I'm in there. So, yeah.
Thank you. You're next. My character was only supposed to be naked in the woods and crying on her dad's shoulders. And then Jeff asked if I wanted to stay, and I said, absolutely, but if you make Malia funny. And he asked if I was funny. I said, I don't really know. And he said, well, I guess we'll find out.
Really?
Yeah.
It didn't work.
story. Well, I knew I was going to be an asshole. But after reading the first breakdown and talking to Jeff, I had an idea that by the end I was going to die. I'm not even kidding. I knew that I was going to end up with Lydia and then die to redeem myself. So, yeah. So I knew y'all were going to hate me until you did. Mic drop.
Yeah, we knew we were coming in, we were part of the alpha pack, but then like very early on, without Jeff even saying anything, just picking up even those first signs, it was like, okay, these are going to be the bad guys who become the good guys.
I don't remember. A long time ago.
Good answer. I like that.
I'm old.
Yeah.
You're old.
I don't even remember what happened this morning.
Hair started off small, so when I first started, I had no idea really anything about the character. I was just told that he was going to grow into something. So it was weird. I sort of went along the journey with you guys of not knowing what Parrish was until I found out that he was a hell of not much longer before you guys did. So it was kind of the opposite of what I'm used to. Normally, you know everything about your character, and then you kind of tell the story. This I kind of went along with it, so it's kind of fun.
For me, I was working on, they knew me from Linden, and I was working on Vampire Diaries during the day. And Jeff asked if I wanted to be someone's mom at a parent-teacher conference. And I said, yeah, sure, if it works out. And so I worked, my first episode, I worked on vampires all day, and then I went to Teen Wolf all night, because y'all shop all night, and it's like 14 degrees. And then I went back to Vampire Diaries the next day. So I was up that whole time, and so I was able to work on Teen Wolf when they were able to shove.
Was that the parent-teacher conference in the parking lot? Oh my God, my wife was so smart that night. So
it's because I'm old too.
Yeah, she'd been around the block a few times, and so they go.
It was
okay,
14 degrees, and I had on a little skirt and blouse, and that
we
was
had a director named Toby,
and it was crazy.
Had not done his homework, and he didn't know the shots. He didn't know anything.
How do
He
you
was.
really know about Toby?
That's all right.
All
Well,
right.
if you know Toby, tell him to do his homework. Yeah, and so, but Susan, so he goes, all right, and
So they started the shot on
creature
me.
comes through,
Yeah.
right? And everyone, reacts and goes this
Oh
way.
no, there's an animal!
And Susan
my character was like,
runs
oh no, I'm so scared. I'm
sideways
going
and gets in a
that
car.
way.
Runs
I went
sideways and gets in a
straight to the
car.
trailer And
It's-
took a nap for 6 hours.
Yeah, it's 0 degrees outside, and they're like, well, wait a second, you were right
Nope.
here. And she goes,
I went
no,
that
no,
way."
watch playback, I ran that way.
So I slept in his trailer all night. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So she-
Whatever. Nice.
That's a good story.
Nice.
Now, good luck translating that.
Yeah, good luck.
Bonjour.
Ok, donc quelle est leur première réaction la première fois qu'ils ont vu le script de leur personnage. Donc Dylan il pensait que Liam était un gros con, que personne n'allait l'aimer, donc il avait un peu de mal. Kalim il pensait qu'il allait être très drôle parce qu'en fait son vision c'était avec les répliques de Styles, donc qu'ils allaient être à peu près similaires, avoir le meilleur ami, loup-garou, etc. Ça allait être super sympa. Pour Chérie, en fait, du coup, sa première scène, en fait, elle était nue dans les bois, en train de pleurer sur l'épaule de son père, donc elle était en mode ça m'a l'air étrange. Jen Davis lui a demandé de rester, elle a dit oui à une seule condition, si elle était drôle. Max savait que dans tous les cas, son personnage serait un gros con, et il avait aussi le sentiment que son personnage allait mourir, il ne peut pas l'expliquer, mais c'est comme ça, ça s'est avéré vrai. Pour Charlie, il savait qu'une chose, c'est que ils étaient dans le Alpha Pack, et que forcément ils allaient être également les bad guys. Pour Linden, il se rappelle pas parce que c'était il y a 7 ans, c'est trop loin. Pour Ryan, du coup, Paris était pas très important à ce moment-là, donc le petit policier qui faisait un peu figurant, mais du coup il pensait pas que ça allait devenir aussi important, donc le Hell qu'il a découvert juste un petit peu avant nous, etc. Et pour Suzanne, en fait, elle travaillait sur Vampire Diaries. Du coup, on lui a demandé si elle voulait être une des mamans. En fait, il y avait une sorte de réunion dans la saison 1 de parents d'élèves. Du coup, elle a dit oui. Et du coup, elle a enchaîné toute la journée sur Vampire Diaries, toute la nuit sur Teen Wolf. Elle est retournée dans Vampire Diaries le lendemain. Il faisait 13 degrés et donc c'était vraiment horrible parce qu'elle était très peu habillée. Et donc elle avait trouvé ça aussi un peu débile parce que, donc, oh my god, there is an animal! Et en fait, elle a couru tout droit de l'animal. Et du coup, elle est allée jusqu'à la loge de Minden. Elle a pris une sieste de 6 heures après ça. Voilà.
Merci à tous pour la première journée. Vous avez été super. Si vous n'avez pas trop écouté les appels aux extras, attention pour demain. Qui c'est qu'on voit à la soirée cowboy? Vous êtes prêts à leur montrer que dans le sud on sait faire la fête? Je pense que vous pouvez les remercier pour ce qu'ils font. Et je pense qu'on peut confirmer que le meilleur classique de série c'est...
Merci, tout est là.